This is Dr. Alemi with a brief demonstration of how you convert complaints and the dates of complaints into a numerical rating for an individual. This comes handy when you're doing sentiment analysis and you're looking at a lot of data from different web pages on different dates. First, let's assume that you have some data. Perhaps you have obtained this from web, and the data shows you information about complaints or praises made about a physician. Let's open a file that we have organized for that purpose. To do the complaint analysis, you need to have data for at least more than 3 or 4 ratings, and in this case the physician Nina Rawlings, we only have 1 rating, so that's not appropriate. Dr. Donald Schneider, there is 9 ratings, so we can do the analysis on these 9 ratings. Because these files were copied from the web, there are a lot of extra entries, so we want to remove these extra entries. So I'm going to delete these rows. I'm also going to put the titles here so that we know what these ratings refer to. So this column refers to the staff, this column to how punctual they were, how helpful the physician was, and how knowledgeable the physician was. Now, notice that these are dates, but they are not in a date format because they're entered as text, so we have to convert them. To convert them, go to Data and go to Text to Columns, select Fixed Width, press Next, and go Next and select Date as month, day, year, and press Finish. Notice they're all right-hand sided now, and those are now entered as dates. So the first thing we need to do now, go to create a summary table. We create this summary table in by pressing Insert and going to Insert Sheet. So we are on a new sheet. The kind of data we want to create is shown in Table 1 of the paper in the Joint Commission Journal that we have enclosed in the assignments. Here we show how the procedure works for example, Dr. Donald Schneider. You go and first you look at the date of the first complaint or praise. You click to the data on his web, and the first complaint or praise was in 2006, and you go do the same thing for the last complaint and complaints, and that one, it was in 2009. To identify whether there has been a complaint, insert a sheet column inside the physician's tables and title that a complaint, and we want to say that there has been a complaint if there has been a 3 or a lower level in punctual, helpful, or knowledge. We're gonna, for the time being, ignore the staff ratings. If the punctual is less than 3, then say yes. Otherwise, if helpful is less than 3. Let's make this 3.5 and say yes. Otherwise, if knowledge has been less than 3.5, then we say that there has been a complaint. Let's make this also 3.5 so we are consistent. We need to put no. Copy this down. So there has been 3 complaints, one on this date, another on this date, another on this date. Returning to the summary table, we can now calculate count the number of count if there has been a complaint by going to this column and putting if it is equal to yes, we want to count it as a complaint. So there has been a total of 3 complaints. The daily probability is calculated as the number of complaints divided by the difference of the first and last date. So that would be the last date minus the first date, close parentheses. So to calculate the days till next complaint, that is equal to, open the parentheses, 1 over the probability of daily probability of complaint minus 1. So it takes 433 days before we receive a complaint about Dr. Schneider. Now we can go do this analysis for other physicians. Here the analysis is being done for Dr. Farhad Ali Abadi. I have added these titles to make it easier to read. These dates need to be converted. You go to data, text to column, fixed width, next, and next again, press date, and that converts the dates. These also need to be converted to numbers. So those are numbers also. We need to add a column to put the to count the number of complaints. We go to insert in the insert sheet columns. The equation as before is to see if any of the values except for staff are less than 3. Then we assign a complaint value to it. Going down, we see that this physician has had 1 complaint. We can now set up the summary table for Dr. Farhad Ali Abadi. We need to get the first and the last date. The first date was in 2005. The last date was in 2009. We can now calculate the number of complaints. The equation says count if in the sheet Ali Abadi Farhad cells C3 to C11 range there is a yes, that's the complaint, and there is one of them. We can then now copy the rest, and we see that it takes 1135 days before we register a complaint about Farhad Ali Abadi. And in this fashion you can continue with the remaining.